Welcome back to Stamping at the Warren, and it's a very muggy day today. I'm really warm and having a bit of a hot moment, but there you are. Anyway, today I'm going to show you how to make this really quick, simple card, and I'm using a slightly different sentiment. And there's very few products in making this. It's a really quick card to make. You can easily convert it into a masculine card by having obviously more neutral sort of tones and blues and greens rather than the more muted tones that I've used here. These are in colours, but today I'm going with the Subtles collection. And because it's so quick and simple, I'm going to do it from scratch with all the cutting and everything to be done. So the first job, bring your stamping trimmer in, and I'm taking an A4 sheet of Wisteria Wonder cardstock, and I'm just going to cut this in half at 10.5 centimetres, and that will give you 2 card bases. Now what you can do is, before you actually put it through, you can score it, making sure that you have got your scoring blade down and not the cutting blade. Score at 15 centimetres, and then when you rotate it round to 10.5 centimetres, you've actually got your 2 bases from one sheet of cardstock. Then you need a piece of regular Whisper White cardstock that measures 14.4 by 10.1 centimetres. And if you're doing this in imperial, it's just going up by 2/8 of an inch at a time, and that should mat onto there really nicely. So it's, apart from the card base, it's pretty much a one layer card really. Instead of using ribbon, I'm going to be using baker's twine, thicker baker's twine. I'm using this elegant eggplant one here, which works really well with that lovely Wisteria Wonder. So the other products we've got is Playful Backgrounds. It's 4 stamps, 4 really nice big background maker stamps, and I love them. I've had a really good play now, and they are good fun to play with. And then the other stamp set, which I'm using the sentiment, I'm going to use the Good Things Are Going to Happen. We've unfortunately got a funeral to go to tomorrow of a good friend, and kind of that's something that I just am using for my positive thoughts at the moment, and thoughts of her and her family. Right, so all we need is that, it's this piece here, isn't it? I think, make sure I've got the right bit, hadn't I? Yep, that goes on there. And all you need is your piece of white cardstock, and we'll start with a Wisteria Wonder. And for this one, I'm going to go with the more solid stamp, but I'm not going to put it straight on. I'm actually going to stamp off some of that ink so it's not too intense, because it is quite a dark colour, and actually it will take the full colour. I was just a little bit concerned it wouldn't take the full colour, but yeah, that actually works, doesn't it? I think that's rather nice. Right, I'll do another one of those, and this is one of those cards that you can just really quickly and simply make up as you go along. You can select your colours either by colour collection, so like today I'm going with just Subtles, but you could actually just mix and match them with Stampin' Up ink pads because they really work together incredibly well. So I'm now going with Pear Pizzazz, and with this one I'm going to use, it's like rings, little water bubble type things, and I'm using Pear Pizzazz, as I say. So we'll just put some of those down. I'll ink up each time. Look, I've got a piece of a botanical blooms hanging around, and that's probably enough there. Because they're a nice sizable stamp, they rack up really quickly. Okie doke. So next I'm going to use, it's like a watercolour swipe, and for this one I think I'm going with So Saffron. And let's pop that down over here somewhere. Oh, that's pretty. I think I need another one of those, and we'll go down here. That's very pretty. I like the yellow in there. And then finally is this stripe one, which we're going to do in Pool Party, I think it is. I've got out. No, Soft Sky, nearly there. If you can hear that noise, it's me putting all my ink pads back on my colour caddy. It's like a rotary stand for all my ink pads, and stores my ink pads so they are upside down, so the ink's always in contact with the surface of the stamp. And another one here, and I rather like that as it is. I think that looks very nice. And the last thing to do is stamp the sentiment before we do anything else. And let's have a go. What should we stamp that in? I think I'll go basic black, just to make that sentiment really pop out. I do like to ink up, I don't know if you can see there, but I ink my stamps up like so the back is on the ground, and then you can ink up. And I always test it to make sure I'm getting a nice crisp image, which I am. And on we go again, because there's nothing worse with a one layer card than finding that you've got it wrong. And there you are. Close that one up. And then, as I say, I'm using this solid, it's not thicker really, well it's thicker than standard baker's twine I think, but it's Elegant Eggplant. It's beautiful, love it. So wrap that around a couple of times, and I'm just going to snip that off. And I can't remember whose blog it was, whose video I was watching yesterday. When I sit in bed and have my breakfast in the mornings, I tend to browse who's been posting photos and things. No, I'm not happy with that. That's not tight enough for me. Yeah, so I tend to sort of just sit in bed having my coffee, waiting for my pills to kick in so I can move, and have a watch of what people are doing. And someone, I can't remember for the life of me, if I can find it I'll tell you, but she was saying that if you want to tie a bow on a card, on a regular A6 card, then to measure 4 times the width of the card. If you're only doing a knot, you only need to do 3 times. So I've done the 4 times today, and it's come out, look, it looks quite sweet. And I do like mine sort of separated, so it looks a bit asymmetrical. And that just needs, I'm going to go with Tombow today. It's a great glue because this baker's twine isn't very thick. You can get away with Tombow. If it's something a bit thicker, if it's a proper ribbon, I don't find that Tombow's sufficient, just because you've got the thickness of the ribbon to account for. There we are, and then you can fold it, bring in your bone folder, get a nice press, and there, shorten that a little bit. There you have a very pretty card, and really quick and simple. How brilliant was that? I hope you've enjoyed it. Full tutorial will be on my blog, and you'll see that there'll be annotations that just direct you to my blog. There's also a link to my blog underneath today's video. There'll be a link, and also if you look in the top right corner of today's blog post, today's video, you will find a little eye icon. Click on there, like a little copy of today's card will come up. Press on there, and that will take you straight to my project for today's blog post. And on there I put all the dimensions for you, so you can just cut and paste and trim everything, and all your dimensions there. If you'd like to leave comments, please do in the show more section and on the comment section underneath, and then beneath that is all of my social media. There's particularly information about my online store, so you can buy all the products used today, and you can also see the link for my Pinterest community board. If you would like to start participating in that board and pinning along with all the rest of us, then just click on there, start following the board, and I will check you out, make sure you have an interest in Papercraft, and then I'll send you a link. It doesn't have to be Stampin' Up products that you're doing, just so long as they are Papercraft. No digital images, I'm afraid, but just Papercraft in general. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you again tomorrow. Ta-ta for now.